Top 10 crazy things that have happened in GTA.
It's one of the biggest series in video game history, so it was only a matter of time before people started doing crazy stuff with it. Today we're talking about 10 crazy things Grand Theft Auto players have done. Starting off at number 10, a Grand Theft Auto Online player in an attempt to stop a
Obviously. Obviously it has to be GTA Online. Nah, it just makes sense.
cheater actually went out and hired their own cheater. I know it sounds absolutely crazy, but I guess in their mind it was like fighting fire with fire. This GTA Online player was really hardcore. He said in an interview with Kotaku that it's the only game he actually plays, and he has roughly something like 80 days.
Yeah, that checks out, honestly, because if you're a gamer and you're doing an interview with Kotaku, you have no idea what's happening. This checks out perfectly.
Logged. He said one day he was playing and he was suddenly attacked with tons of money. It's a form of griefing that players do. They basically force tons of money upon other players. Forcing money on players is basically a thing because it causes complete chaos within the player base, within a match, but also it's a big red flag for Rockstar servers. Usually that's perfect grounds to get picked up and flagged as a cheater and basically wiped off the face of the map. That's why cheaters like to force.
So, someone giving you money is gonna end up with you being banned. I understand Rockstar just doesn't care, but wow, this is a new level.
Money on people and then knock them out and get them claimed as a cheater instead. This player who was wrongfully accused of cheating was dumped into the bad sport pool, and that's totally a downer for a hardcore player. You don't want to be lumped in with those people. So he reached out to Rockstar and they basically told him that there was nothing they could do, and once Rockstar proved to be completely useless, he
Obviously, hey Rockstar, you know, your anti-cheat system, you know that thing that's happening where people are getting money in, yeah, you banned me wrongly. Rockstar's like, nothing we can do, Chief. It's good, baby. Don't worry about it. Just buy a new GTA, just buy a new Steam, it's all good. Oh, this is as good as it gets from Rockstar, honestly, because they know, they probably look at the count and say, 90 in real days played in game, wow, okay, if we ban this guy 100 times over, he will just keep coming back. This is, Rockstar effectively found infinity money glitch.
He decided to take things into his own hands, so he went out and found one of the best modders he could find, contacted them, gave them his account information, and then with this guy's account, this cheater, modder, mercenary guy actually managed to do his thing and get the player out of the bad sport pool. According to interviews, this modder knows exactly the ins and outs of the game and does enough research to figure out how to alter every single aspect of it, and he puts flyers out there online and charges for his services. So for some reason in this game or any other game, you get lumped into one of the cheater categories, you could probably take things to the next level and go to the dark web and find some black market dude to basically fix your account.
Doesn't sound like even a black market thing. Though it does sound strange that Rockstar hasn't clapped his cheeks and, you know, sued him into oblivion.
I wouldn't recommend that, it sounds a little shady, but it can be done, and for somebody who loves Grand Theft Auto Online so much, they were definitely willing to take that risk, and that's honorable, I guess. But at number 9, this one isn't so crazy, but maybe just more awesome. This 90-year-old woman has been playing games for 40 years. And in a documentary a few years ago with BBC about how much she loves to play video games, the game she was playing at the time was Grand Theft Auto 4. According to her, playing computer games keep her mentally active. And she really just...
Nah, bruh, I'm playing GTA 4. This grandma is just remembering the good old days. Because you don't need to understand. Something people don't understand nowadays, especially young Zoomers. The reality is the world that GTA depicts is pretty much the world of 30, 40 years ago, you know? Okay, admittedly, no one did... well, crazy stuff was still done, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of it, in fact. People did, because people have gotten into military bases through the front door, by the way, and literally just gotten into a tank and then just driven it around. It has happened multiple times, by the way, even. So, the world that GTA depicts was not even that far from reality 30, 40 years ago. Because murders were more rampant, and all... there was way less surveillance. They weren't the cell phones of this caliber didn't exist. Everything was not recorded. Everything was not on YouTube and Twitter in 5 seconds or TikTok. It was a different time, okay? So wild shit happened a lot, okay? Wild stuff like you see in GTA was reality to a degree.
Just kept coming back to video games because she enjoyed, and I quote, finding new things
Mostly the fighting and, mafias and things, though, I mean.
in the game
obviously.
and feeling the achievement of finishing them. That's pretty good if you think about it. Not only does this British grandma play games, but she actually beats them. She's not just screwing around. She seems like the real deal. And you know what? It would take a game like Grand Theft Auto to really prove that. So we definitely give our props to her. But at number 8, shout out to these GTA 5 players that in 2016 spent almost a whole year trying to destroy this dam in the game. The Land Act Dam just northeast of Los Santos kind of became an obsession for people who just wanted to see if they could destroy the dam. It all started after some conspiracies popped up on YouTube and Reddit with people doing whatever they could via mods or just in-game stuff to blow up this dam. One of the first guys to do it tried to crash a blimp into the dam to no avail, not destroying it. And there are tons and tons of myths and theories out there with people trying to actually basically attempt to achieve the impossible. Now, Grand Theft Auto players, you probably know, are no strangers to wild goose chases. I mean, think of Bigfoot, think of all the ghost stories and that weird human rat thing. Just all these weird mythical things popping up in Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto games. So you know what? I don't blame them for trying. And I guess at the end of the day, the most important thing is
it would be cool if you could actually do this.
That they're having fun, right? Even if you didn't blow up the dam, at least you were playing video games and having a good time doing it, right? But at number 7,
Dude, I love these things. I absolutely love sticky mines, sticky explosives, or whatever they're called. It's been a while since I have played GTA Online, okay? 5 Online, okay? But, so, there's 2 types of sticky bombs. One is the one you detonate on your own, and the other one is proximity detonation. Yeah. So, This happened, I don't even know how many years ago, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, when GTA was pretty young in its infancy, and bounties were a thing. People put bounties on other people, and then you kind of went in and collected those bounties. Well, I was one of those aficionados that loved to do 2 things: collect bounties and just non-stop steal fighter jets. So that was the 2 things I did. And well, one time, someone was in their private safe house, and they had a bounty on themselves. And they were AFK. They were not leaving that place. So what did I do? Well, I put a bunch of proximity mines over the place where he's gonna leave when he's back. And 1 hour into the session, I'm trying to get, obviously, a fighter jet, like always. And then I'm suddenly like, oh, wait a minute, what is this? Bounty claimed. Oh, that's the guy. Oh, that's the guy who was AFK, and I just dropped stickies under his safe house that he was gonna spawn, and then he's gonna instantaneously blow up. Nice. 15 fucking minutes later, that guy came for revenge. I love these things in GTA Online. 15 minutes later, that guy just comes for revenge. He fights me, and he just comes for revenge. It's great. It was absolutely amazing.
Right? But at number 7, now we're really getting into crazy territory. This British dude, actually called 911, or in the UK, 999, to basically report a dude named Max dying from bleeding out. He basically...
Bro, no wonder Britain's going under 999. What, is 911 too complicated for you?
He was on the phone screaming, talking to the paramedics, basically explaining that his friend was slipping in and out of consciousness and he needed help, and he managed to summon the police and ambulance, only for them to come to realize that nobody was there, nobody was dying. And apparently, according to court and police reports, this dude was actually playing a game at the time, and it was somebody in-game he was playing with who was dying, because then he started screaming once he started to get attacked. It raised a lot of alarms for local police and ambulances, but it was just some dude sitting at home playing Grand Theft Auto Online. Now look, I don't want to point any fingers. There have been some questions raised as to the guy's mental state. But if you're out there, whether you have sound mind or not, just don't do that.
I mean, being British is definitely a mental state.
I know that should probably go without saying, but some people just take their games really seriously. But at number 6, a grandmother out there managed to get her hands on a Replica Banshee, the iconic, famous car from Grand Theft Auto 3 and up. You probably know it. It's basically like a Viper, and that's exactly what it was. The guys from Pimp My Ride West Coast Customs worked with Rockstar to build this custom car out of a real-life Viper and make it look just like a Banshee from the games, and it was a whole big thing, and it was basically a contest that you could enter in when you buy a copy of Grand Theft Auto. This kid out there in North Carolina used his grandmother's credit card, which automatically entered her into the contest, and then sure enough, she was chosen by Rockstar. According to collectors, this thing is valued up to $180,000 because number one, it's a big Grand Theft Auto fan item, and number two, it's made by West Coast Customs. She drove it around for a while and was basically the talk of the town, and a lot of kids thought she was really cool, but then reportedly she thought about ditching it and selling it, settling for something like $70,000 just because she wanted to go back to her normal car. She cited that it was very expensive for gas, the car was dangerously fast, and whenever it broke down, parts were way too expensive to justify fixing it. And I gotta say, that breaks my damn heart. Look, I'm sure the car found its way to a nice collector at a happy home, but you almost wish that Rockstar didn't choose the winner at random and really gave it to a fan who would really want it, not just some grandma who needed a car to drive to the grocery store. No offense to her.
That sounds complicated, convoluted now,
of course, it's an awesome car. I am really jealous, I'll be honest, but at least she gave it up to a better home. But at number 5, we always talk about people taking video games way too far, and this is an absolutely crazy example. Basically, two brothers, one in his 20s and one in his 30s, both playing Grand Theft Auto Online separately at different locations, when eventually the younger brother hunted down the older brother's character and killed him. The older brother then proceeded to text his brother saying, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to make your kids and wife watch while you're being killed. I'm going to kill your kids in front of your wife." And when she's I'm sorry, I can't even finish this. Over the next 24 hours, the brother sent him over 50 threatening death threat texts. Up until the point where the next day, the brother got in his car and drove 50 miles to the town where his younger brother lived, only to threaten him more, shouting through his little letterbox slot in his door. Then eventually, the next night, he showed up with a
how horrible.
Baseball bat at his door saying, "I'm gonna kill you like you killed my Grand Theft Auto character." The brother said, and I quote, "It's like he tried to act out Grand Theft Auto in real life." So he called the cops, and the cops basically took his brother.
But video games can't inspire violence. Tell that to rap music in America. Oh, well, what? You're not gonna do that? Oh wow, okay.
Side and said, "Hey, cut the shit." The brother then left with a warning to stay away, but then continued to proceed to text his brother, telling him how much he was going to kill him. The younger brother, who at that time at that house was living with his wife and 2 kids, said that he was pretty shaken up. Him and his family were pretty terrified. Not only that, but the fight between the 2 brothers caused a rift in the entire family with older brothers and sisters, and basically the family was never the same. All thanks to Grand Theft Auto Online. Honestly, it sounds like a story out of a Grand Theft Auto game. But at number 4, in a story that is just too funny to not share, a guy who plays GTA Online shared on Reddit what exactly it's like being on top on Grand Theft Auto Online. And as a guy who in the game has basically everything he wants, it sounds like it's not as great as you'd expect. The Reddit user Clyde's Corner posted on Reddit saying, "I have almost every car in the game, every property I can own, a yacht, all the businesses, over $100 million in my account. Do you know how fun the game is when you get to this point? It's not. I have absolutely nothing to play for anymore. The thrill of buying something after weeks of grinding is no longer. I spend my playing time very lonely, trolling other players in a Hydra, picking off randoms with a sniper rifle or something from a rooftop. It's lonely, it's boring, it's terrible. Everyone in the game cries, 'I want money, drop the money,' but when you have it all, it's totally depressing. The game is almost ruined for me. There is absolutely no joy left in doing anything." I think his quote does really show that some video games are all about the grind, and they're all about the pursuit, and they're all about the progression.
Hey, there's a reason some people have 20 RuneScape accounts. Which is strange, but you know, there's a reason.
But once you get to the top, there's really nothing left for you. I mean, if you think about it, I guess all achievements in video games are meaningless. This is kind of taken to the extreme, but it is the video game example of the fact that money can't buy happiness, and I love it for that. But at number 3, I got a really interesting...
I mean, if you think money can't buy happiness, that means you haven't seen real money, or you don't know what money can buy. Because money can buy literally everything. Illegal stuff, especially. There's a lot of it. Have you heard about this magical place called the Aperpine Island? Have you? That's what money gets you.
crazy thing for you guys. Look, it's not with a player who has done something, but it's really just something with technology. Last year in September of 2016, the news broke that some self-driving cars are actually playing Grand Theft Auto to become better drivers. The more modern, complex AI systems learn by doing, and a university team working with Intel Labs compiled a bunch of data, and through some software programming came up with an AI construct that could essentially extract data from photographs and learn where to drive and where to not drive and basically avoid pedestrians. Through this team feeding it into the AI over 25,000 images from Grand Theft Auto 5, the AI processed all of them and learned how to label them, how to label traffic cones, turning lanes, pedestrians, sidewalks. According to the team,
well, this is not exactly new or anything. Anyone remember the corrupted blood incident in World of Warcraft? The CDC and other places use that data as a learning point for how people would handle a situation like this.
This teaching method usually would have taken years, but with uploading all these images and the AI processing them and learning, it only took 49 hours. Basically, artificial intelligence needs to analyze real-world data at a consistent level, so they tried it with Grand Theft Auto, and it worked perfectly. If you want to read more about it, you definitely should. It's pretty fascinating. Everything I talk about is linked in the description. You should go check it out. But at number 2, this is a pretty simple one. It's really crazy, and it's an excellent example of a good fan. YouTube user Jonan777 traveled to Los Angeles and essentially documented every real location, comparing it with the in-game equivalent from Los Santos, and even showing side-by-side comparisons with the in-game selfie option and his real-life selfie. You definitely got to admire this guy's dedication, especially because Rockstar...
Wait, there's an actual thing called Vinewood? No way.
Dedication, especially because Rockstar does such a good job of
No, where was it? Here it is. Come on, give it to me, baby.
Real life selfie. You definitely...
Oh, no, yeah, it's Vinewood and it's Hollywood. I thought that there's actually a Vinewood sign somewhere. Yeah, Vinewood was supposed to be Hollywood. I thought that there's an actual Vinewood sign somewhere. That would have been wild. Man, if that was true, I would have flipped out.
Definitely got to admire this guy's dedication, especially because Rockstar does such a good job of recreating real places, but in a fictional sense. It is a treat to do, whether it's in New York or in Los Angeles. You should check some stuff out. And you should check out this guy's video because he documented every single location he could. And it's like a cool slideshow, so we definitely give this dude props. But at number 1, this one is pretty recent, and it's absolutely one of the craziest things. We loved seeing someone do something crazy with Grand Theft Auto. Remember that big drive-thru order that Big Smoke made at the drive-thru in Cluckenbell? If you don't remember, here it is.
I'll have 2 number 9s, number 9 large, number 6 with extra dip, number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, large soda.
Well, basically, of course, recently, of all places, it became a giant meme out of nowhere. But what YouTuber Matt Stoney did is absolutely incredible and went even beyond the meme. He's a YouTuber who does food challenge videos, and what he did was essentially order the equivalent of Big Smoke's order at McDonald's and ate it all. It was like over 9,000 calories, and it took him 35 minutes to eat it all.
I know this guy. Pretty cool, pretty interesting, pretty fun stuff. How he absolutely just, someone this small munches down on things this large. You kind of wish women had this ability. But beyond that, there's actually nothing beyond that. Yeah, I just wish women had the same mouth capabilities as this dude, okay? The average woman's like, this is how much I can open my mouth. Bitch? Really? Really? That's it? That's it? I'm disappointed. I'm actually beyond disappointed. I'm going home.
That it was an immense challenge, but he did it. I wish he did it dressed up as Big Smoke or something, but that's like an unreasonable request, I know. But still, that's absolutely crazy. It's amazing, and I want to do that. Our hats go off to Matt Stoney, dude. Enjoy those 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number...
There's a mosquito.
6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 4.
Well, anyway, Matt, that's pretty fun. Does he even have an outro? There we go. Gamer Anks. Top 10s, a lot of them, by the way. Pretty funny stuff. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sis, and thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.